It's KFM 95.9. He gave us a whole 5-year break. I think the only thing that we were happy about was that he had lots of features between those 5 years, from Dakar to now. His album is finally out. Jeepers. Yo, why silinde kangaka, Kwesta? What was happening?
No, bengisazicabanga, bengisazikhuphula.
I know, skhuphulile. Shem. I know. Well, we're glad it's out. Tell us about it. Your journey towards this album. I mean, you had great success with Dakar too.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
there's still quite a lot of music that's pumping even now. You know, there's still a lot of music that we are playing from Dakar too. Now you are out with a project. As much as we were complaining, I don't think we can say we were short of music from you.
Yeah.
Because there was quite a lot of music,
in
just
between.
no project, right?
Yeah,
So tell us about this project. How was your journey leading up to it? What's the name of your project again?
I mean, I'll tell you now.
Yeah.
With Dakar 2, I've always felt like making an album is like a headspace of sorts, capturing a headspace and a thinking over a certain period of time. You know, I don't think an album is something you can write in a day, which you can if you can make enough music to make an album. But generally, you know, to kind of capture the whole of your thinking and emotions, you kind of need time, and also to be able to express that, you need sort of to be in the headspace to do it, you know. And with Dakar 2, that was well captured, I think, with regards to the music and the relatability of that album was pretty incredible. You know, people literally took it and made it their own.
Hundreds.
You know, bengasi album la, as soon as it stopped
Now we
belonging
took
to
it.
me.
We really did.
Yeah, you know, you really took it.
Yeah.
And really the songs in between Dakar 2 and now was really, you know, it was like an urge, you know, scratching an itch, you know, no man, I want to, you know, and now I feel like I'm back in the headspace of thinking project, you know, of capturing what my current thinking is, you know, because I'm not and cannot even try be and won't successfully be able to be the Kwesta that made Dakar 2, you know, just by sense or the way I corner, things that happen in real life, things that happen professionally, you know, things that happen in the world generally and how they affect me I might have changed my mind.
You're
about
a family
certain
man
things.
now.
You know what I'm saying?
mean-
A lot's changed on a personal front. I got married.
Yeah.
You know, I got 2 kids now. You know, so the stories are a little bit different. You know, I think there will be stories about love. There is stories about love generally, love for family, love for whoever you're with, love for people. You know, but those dynamics in between kind of change a little bit or improve, and that's the case now. You know, even in my thinking, what I think about the world has kind of, you know, and also no good stretch, I mean, just to do other different things in an album, you know. So I packed that all in there, where there's also musical growth, you know, or at least experimenting, you know, where I'm confident enough to try new things, you know, to go, you've never heard this, but you know, let me give you a little bit
You've
of
never heard me this way, but
but here you go.
go.
You know, that's what it is. I mean, that's what the album really is about. It's about the growth of the guy who made Dakar 2 to the guy I am now. You know, I tried my best to really keep it personal, but also more than anything, the job was to make it as relatable as possible. You know, where I'm not too selfish about the stories, where the stories are only about me and maybe Kai and my home situation, and you know, it's really about you being able to kind of make it your own. So it's rather a little bit more generic than personal. You know, I left a lot of myself out of it also because a lot of things have changed even professionally. You know, I don't work with the same people I used to work with now. And those dynamics kind of make you think about how much you've let people in sort of your life and how much now you want to kind of control that narrative a little bit, you know, you know, but
you don't want to get naked with us anymore, really?
I'll take off a shirt. I'll take off a shirt. You know? I'll take off a shirt.
Listen, a 6-pack, nothing. I'll give you the 6-pack. You know, I am not taking off my shoes. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, but generally, but like I say, the stories are still that of the hood. The hood is a very big part of me generally, no mangayap, you know, and the stories I knew from when I was a kid, and the stories I know now, you know, and it's really a little bit more positive also, you know. It's on the positive side, you know. I mean, as much as I mention issues that we're facing as a youth and as a people, it leans towards the positive side. It's literally, as you press play, I don't want you to listen to the last song and break
Start
down,
weeping.
you know, yeah, and break down. I want you to go, oh yeah, I want to play that again.
Yeah.
You know, that was I was aiming for enjoyment.
Was it difficult doing the balancing act, and even you deciding how much more of you are giving, because you were so used to giving us more?
Yeah.
You are so used
Yeah.
to tapping into you. Was it a bit more difficult? Was it like a proper culture shock for you? Like you said, you've changed people you work with. You're a family man. Things that excite you, or
Yeah.
the things that excited you then don't
Might
excite
no
you as
longer-
much
yeah,
now.
yeah,
You know, so
yeah.
balancing it and also trying to remain cool, because
Yeah.
Kwesta is cool, y'all. I mean, you got rid of the ginger hair,
Apparently.
but you're still a cool kid.
No, I mean, it wasn't easy, you know, especially personally. You know, I think with the music, it's natural for me to just get naked. It's something I've always done. You know, I've had conversations with people where they go, "Yo, bro, sometimes you tell us." I mean, I remember with the first Dakar, there's a song in there called Johnny Walker, you know, which is, well, Keep Walking, you know, and in that song I talk about my family and how I grew up, and my mom and dad divorcing and what that meant and all those things. I remember my mom sat me down and said, "Yo, manje indaba zami zagcwala yonke indawo."
You are the superstar. Thina singenaphi senzo.
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, man, old lady, it's my story, you know." Ngizothini,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So generally, I've naturally just always been that sort of way. So I made the music that was naked. It's there, you know. But when I was packaging and putting together the album, I kind of, you know, when I don't want to put it in yet, you know, that's a comfortability thing about how comfortable I am. We just had a newborn, you know. I don't know what energies that may come with that, you know. So as soon as I'm just mentally and emotionally ready to kind of go back in there to being naked, then I will, you know. But the choosing of the songs and compiling the album was hard, but making the music that is naked is always a natural thing for me.
Yeah.
So it's ziyeza nazo zizoba ne-album lazo nazo.
And I mean, you have already spoken about the fact that you are not working with the same people that you used to. I mean, I'm guessing it's around Rap Life.
Yeah.
How are you releasing this music? Because obviously your previous work, even your singles, would have come through Rap Life in conjunction with Sony. You're with Sony, hey?
Yeah.
So your distribution would be Sony. How are you doing it this time around?
Right now, what's changed is really the Rap Life sort of dynamic, you know, where now there's a new sort of company I've set up called Dope Dreams, you know, and really all those things are released under there. And the idea with that is to not to necessarily start a record label, you know, but it's to control or have control over music completely. It's like the mother body of everything Kwesta does, you know, and have one sort of destination for things, you know, where you go Dope Dreams and it pulls out everything, you know, and really that's because a lot of it, I mean, we did amazing things with Rap Life, you know, like it's some things haven't repeated themselves yet, you know. They were that tough to attain, and we were able to do that, and I think with time and growth and people, generally what happens is we don't grow the same way, you know, and it's like what happens with high school friends sometimes, you know. It's like, you know, by the time
Dreams change,
and
destinations change,
life,
you
know,
happens,
and it's not really necessarily oh yo, they couldn't keep it together, you know. It's really just I want this, and then another person says I want that, and then another person, and that's for their own lives. And you can't now go, no, you can't do that because we are doing this. You know what I mean? So really with that, that's why this is not a record company. Really, it's solely a company that is for Kwesta, owning Kwesta's stuff, in control of in the Kwesta estate, pretty much. You know, where, you know, I won't be in a situation where I have to accept that a certain person feels like this and now they have to leave, or it's always going to be about how I feel, you know, and
so
what I think is best.
It gives you a bit more control, I suppose. Did you have a bit of insecurity? You know, when something doesn't work out, it doesn't have to be a bad blow over or blow up, but if something doesn't work out, when you're now setting up something else, it's almost like you are now insecure. You are extra vigilant. I don't want this to go wrong again. I don't want that to go wrong again. You know.
Was that scary also.
Did that happen with Dope Dreams?
Definitely. I mean, it's a scary beginning, first of all, because you've always known, like, for your entire career, that so and so does this and he's best at that, and so does. I'll just tell him to do that, and really now it's just, yo, bro, okay, now you got a company, now what? You have to think about the now what. If something requires 10 rand, you have to kind of figure out where to get that 10 rand. And it's not really, you're not just in the dividends. You have to go find every cent used, and hopefully turn that into a bit more. But yeah, I mean, it's growth. It's leaving varsity, and going to stay on your own, and just leaving the nest, and really just finding other things, like you had said before. Not everything that excited me then still excites me now. I'm very grateful for what we've done with regards to putting Kwesta the way it is, but I'm not trying to be the newest kid out. I'm not trying to sound like the newest kid out. I'm really trying to sound like what I really am, what I feel like, what I think, what sort of music I like now. I'm not trying to tap into who I was.
Okay, so the album is out. Of course, there's excitement. I think people have really been yearning to see what your next project would be.
Yeah.
So I think the excitement says it all. I mean, I saw last week when you posted about your anniversary, and you playfully said, hey, tell your other boyfriend here to release it. And everybody was like, oh, yeah, I saw Hip Hop What said the 2nd of April. So everybody has been anticipating this moment. And it's really, really wonderful to see. What do you have coupled with the release of the album? What else can we look forward to seeing when it comes to the release of this project?
I mean, I'm going to couple it with like things like merch, merchandising from pretty much everything, be it a t-shirt, jackets, so we just work in designs, and obviously there's going to be like a whole media thing so people can listen to the album. But what I'm most looking forward to is like I'm going to have like a show where I'm performing the whole album live, in like a dark room or something, know. Where I get the guys together and we really just go through all the songs, strip them down naked, and really just jam throughout the whole thing. So we get that live element also. As much as we're not performing out there in public, the urge is still there. So
don't worry, we have a stage here. We can hook it up. Okay, you don't have to be in a dark room. If you really need a spot, we have 2 stages.
You got me.
I got you. You can come here and you can perform from one track to the very last track.
And also, I mean, there's songs like I've been having conversations with like people who lead the youth, or people who the youth thinks are leaders of thought or ideas, or change. And with the lead single, with the single being Fire Indicator, and we're just really talking about all of that, around the fire, with the youth, with myself, with whoever on that day is the chosen person to have conversations. So all that content is going to come out with that, and there's also going to be a making of when all the studio sessions that we managed to capture. I'm going to also put that out, I mean, when these times it's really just content, right? I mean, we're not really going anywhere.
No, we're not.
So while we're home, we're just really trying to fill up your day with some dope stuff, and some stuff you can purchase also as memorabilia.
So if you were to sum up this project, and I know you've spoken about obviously not losing yourself in the project, getting less sentimental, even though your essence and nakedness would still be there. If you were to sum it up, what would you say this project is selling? If you were to sum it up and say, if you can have a single takeaway from this project, this would be it.
It's a very hopeful project. It's very inspiring, if anything. Like it's like it gets you going, know. And should I? Yeah, of course I should do that, And am I really that guy? Yeah, of course I am, So it's really uplifting, It's more on the uplifting side, and that was the aim. Also, how it was made. Because it was made in like 2 halves, one half we were fine, the world was okay, and the other half it was like, yo, we're stuck, and the realities of that are not really just only the fact that we're stuck, is that people lost jobs, people lost incomes and all of that, so it's kind of uplifting in that sense, and that responsibility was taken on by that reality. Abantu balose sponsors, so whatever you put out kind of, acknowledge that the listener might have just lost their job and yet bought the album. So what are you saying on that album to kind of, you know, uplift this person, or make them feel worthy again of love, of a check?
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
So stream it. It's available on all your digital platform. Give us the name of the album once again.
The album is called G.O.D Guluva.
G.O.D Guluva.
And the thing about that is that the G.O.D of that is almost like, because we did like a Dakar. And Dakar is he's not dead. He's alive. He'll come in the later part of my career, you know. But the G.O.D really is the ghost of Dakar, you know. Guluva is obviously, you know, myself, you know, Ublogish, you know. So it's almost like a play on purity and really, and out here Selukshin, who's seen a lot of things, you know. So it's almost like a black and white thing. Like the white would represent peace. That's what the G.O.D is about, or a guru of sorts that is uplifting and speaking. And you know. So yeah, it's and that's how I feel I am just generally as a human being. You know, I feel like I have parts of me that are godly, and I feel like I have parts of me that are pantul.
Yeah.
And they both come out.
I mean, I know I said I'm done, but are you going to be a superhero again? Because, I mean, you were a superhero for all of 2 seconds.
The thing is, what I've always been.
Just because you don't have
I've
a
always
cape.
been. Yeah, just because I don't have a cape, you know, I've always been. So that carries on, you know.
Yeah.
But generally, this is in actual acts. And another thing that I'm imparting or putting into my life now, outside, just slightly outside of the music, is acting upon these things that you wished you do. You know, like there's a lot of goodwill things that I think of, and I go, yo, if you did that, it would be dope. Yo, so and so is suffering, and that's just acknowledgement, really. But now I really want to actually act on a lot of those things. You know, it's part of my superhero, you know, sort of phase. Yeah.
No, I think we did like the superhero, but it was like, Kwesta is a superhero. What could be going on? Yeah. Well, no, fantastic. Don't forget, I mean, my offer stands. If your dark room is not big enough
no. Let's make it
entire
more than an
band,
offer. Let's make it a promise.
You know?
Yeah,
so come through. We have enough room here. We've got 2 stages like higher. So you definitely can come jam here, and we comb through your entire album. Fantastic. The album is out. Make sure that you stream it. Tell us what you think. Tweet at Kgomotso Meso, tweet at KFM95.9, and let us know what you think of the album. We think it's great. Fire in the Ghetto has been pumping for 3 weeks now? It's been quite a long time, and I know that you guys really fell in love with the song. You were fond of it, and the people were excited. So let's see how you feel about the album. Let us know. #Elite Nites. Mwah.